yet another What Do You Think? Brought to you by Abdul in the Bushes and Praxis.
Allah the Moon God. What is the origin of Allah? How many times have you heard it said that Christians, Jews, and Muslims all worship the same God, and that spiritually and morally the three religions are all based on the same concept of God? Allah is not the Jehovah of the Old Testament. In fact, Allah is a version of the moon god, a pagan god in Arabia who was worshipped during pre-Islamic times under various names, long before Muhammad. The evidence of this can be found in the extensive archaeological digs in the Middle East over the last 100 years. And that is why the crescent moon is the symbol of Islam, and the month-long Ramadan fasting begins and ends with the crescent moon. Muhammad was raised in the religion of the moon god Allah, one of the 360 gods surrounding the Kaaba. Muhammad's father's name was Slave of Allah. But he went one step further than his fellow pagan Arabs. While they believed that Allah, the moon god, was the greatest of all gods and the supreme deity of them all, Muhammad decided that Allah was the only God. Thus, he added the trappings of monotheism to his concept of the moon god. So, what is the meaning of the word Allah?
You see, this is the first chapter in the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Let us zoom in so all of you notice what happened in this verse. Do you see here this letter disappear? Here you will notice here there's a letter in the front of this Allah, but here there's one letter is gone. Do you notice that, guys? Do you see it? This letter is here. Now remember, this is a name. If it's a name, we cannot take letters out of it. The name will stay as it is. Doesn't matter where you place it, doesn't matter where you change it. That's it. The name is a name. You put the name of Christ here, it is going to be Christ there. Doesn't matter what is before it, doesn't matter what is after it. But the only reason for the name to change, because simply this is not the name. It is not from the name, it's not part of the name. Simply this one, this is supposedly Allah, and this is the additional one you see in the screen. Now, do you notice the difference between them? This is exactly the difference between verse number 1 and verse number 2. One have a letter Aleph, which is A equal to A before it, and one does not have that Aleph before it. Now what happened? Here it says Allah or Allah. Here there's no Allah. Here there's Lillah. So let us make it simple in English. This one is Li-lah. Li-lah. What Lillah mean? The Arabic is very clear. It says thanks to Allah, or thanks to Lah. Li-lah. Not Allah. Li-lah. So the first Li, and anyone who speak Arabic in you, mean two. This one here mean two. Let us type it, or type it here. To lah. So thanks to who? To lah. As simple as that. And this idiot who do not know how to read his even his prophet name in Arabic, he want to teach me what the word mean. We are the Arab. We are the one who taught your God how to speak Arabic, but yet he is an idiot. He could not make it. And this is not an Arabic word, by the way. This is a pure Aramaic. To lah. To lah. Here al-lah. Al-lah. Now if we go to Google and we search, you can do, all of you can do that. You do not need me. Search, you will find that Lah is the moon god, and we are not making things up. Here they are saying that Ya Lah, the other Egyptian moon god. Lah, you know, the moon god have many names. Have Sin, which is more known in the territory of Aramaic speaking people, Europe, and then same word used by the Sabian who spread their religion in Egypt too. So they use it there as Lah, which is the moon god. Is that a secret? And that is the name of their god. Now if we go and we search, we do little search in their Islamic interpretation for the Quran. As an example, if we go and take a tafsir for chapter 36, verse number 1, Ya sin. Look what the Muslim they say to us about the meaning of this verse. Chapter 36, verse number 1. Have you ever heard of an interpretation funny like this? I mean, where is the interpretation? Ya sin. God knows best what he meant by those letters. Those are not letters. This is sin, the moon god. Sin is just another moon god name. It's the same God, but different culture, different country. Muslims, they worship nothing but the moon god, not the moon. You know, some idiot, he will say to you, no, the Muslims don't worship the moon. I'm not saying they worship the moon. And the Muslim actually today, they don't claim they worship the moon. But this is the origin of their God name. This is where it's coming.
Certified, authentic, Honda Draw.